All right, the goaltending comparison. Sergei Bobrovsky struggled a bit. That's kind of understating. He's given up 9 goals over his last 39 shots faced in the series. Stuart Skinner is 9-0 in these playoffs, all these playoffs, in games 4 through 7. So break it down for us, Mr. Goalie. What do you have?
Yeah, it's kind of been a tale of two series for Bobrovsky. You know, he was lights out in the first 3 games. You know, 2 goals in the first 3 games allowed. Single-handedly, I think, won game 1 for that team in the 1-0 win. So he's obviously been a positive at times for them. I wouldn't say that the last 2 games have been entirely his fault. He's given up a couple that have been questionable or, you know, maybe at the wrong time. But in general, you have to look at his body work this playoffs and say he's been one of their 2 or 3 best players, I would say, easily. So I don't think he's the issue necessarily, but he's going to have to elevate to that level again. He's going to get back to that game 1 through 3 level that he had if they're going to have a chance to win in Edmonton, because they're feeling confident. Their offense is humming. They're a tough team to stop when they're moving the puck offensively. So he's up for a big challenge here. And at the other end, you know, you have Stuart Skinner, who, again, a lot of people have said is the weak link or maybe the part of the Oilers team that they don't have confidence in, but he's answered the bell. He's answered the bell in the games that matter. As you mentioned, games 4 through 7, he's 9-0. He's won 13 playoff games. He's got them within 2 wins of a cup. So I think he's answered a lot of questions about his game and what he can do for this team. And, you know, again, they're going to rely heavily on him because Florida's going to come out swinging. They're not going to go down easily. They're going to put a lot of pucks in the net and test him to make sure he's ready.
Look at Skinner. We're talking about how incredible he's been in games 4 through 7. And we've talked about this, Corey. I thought you made a great point. He doesn't have a lot of scar tissue about past playoff failures.
Yeah.
How important is that to how he's been able to come through when it's mattered most?
Yeah, as you age and get older, sometimes you start thinking bigger picture. You think about, hey, will I get another chance to win the cup? What's my legacy? You know, what will this mean for my family and myself and my life? And for Stuart Skinner, he's still trying to prove himself. He's still every game trying to silence doubters, critics. He's trying to make and establish himself as a legitimate playoff goalie, a number 1 goalie in Edmonton. Again, he's had to answer a lot of questions about getting benched in Vancouver, about, you know, maybe him giving up bad goals or not having the best numbers. But at the end of the day, you know, there he is in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. So he was a big part of their turnaround this season after they fired Jay Woodcroft and went to Knobloch. So I know he's got confidence. The team has confidence in him. But maybe if you hadn't watched the Oilers all year and you saw him in the Vancouver series, you might think, oh, this guy's not that good. I think it's quite the opposite, though. He's been a positive for them, and he's played really well in these last 2 games. I think he's played pretty well the entire series, but in these last 2 games, he's really been a difference maker.
So Edmonton has been able to beat Bobrovsky low, and for the longest time, as you look at the comparison between each of these goalies in Game 5, the longest time here, we've been talking about you got to go up high to beat Bobrovsky. The Rangers, if you remember, obviously lost the series, but they beat Bobrovsky high.
Yeah.
Oilers here lately have had success low. How's that?
Yeah, it's a good question. And, you know, sometimes, you know, as the series goes along, you can exploit weaknesses. And I think Edmonton maybe has found something. I think with their speed and their puck movement, they like a lot of seams. They like to go east-west, as you saw McDavid's goal, feeding across to Perry for almost a slam dunk. You saw Connor Brown's shorthanded goal where he pulls it and brings him all the way across and is able to get it around him. So, you know, I think part of Bobrovsky, his success, is the team in front of him. They don't give up a lot of those east-west plays. And when he's able to face guys straight on, head on, and seal the ice, he's pretty good at it. But I think with any goalie, not just Bob, once you get them moving east-west, holes open up, you're able to maybe slide it on the ice. You know, you're able to expose that area of the net. I think Edmonton's done a better job against him than maybe the Rangers or Bruins or Lightning did in the previous round. So I think we're just seeing a combination of the Oilers' prowess offensively, and perhaps, again, maybe a little, you know, we're 20-plus games in the playoffs for Bobrovsky. He's 35 years old. Maybe you finally see a little fatigue, a little wear and tear. Maybe you're not as quick or as good with your seals as you were earlier on in the playoffs. So he's really going to have to summon all of his energy. And I know he keeps himself in great shape. He's a maniacal fitness guy, so I don't have any doubts about that. But, again, it wears on you mentally and physically as the playoffs go on. You know, Vasilevsky said 1 playoff game for a goalie is the equivalent of 2 regular season games. So he's been at such a high level for so long. You're just seeing, I think, a natural, maybe little dip. But I think, you know, I trust him. I think the Panthers trust that he's going to bounce back for this last game or 2.